Let's go, y'all. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know it is. Let's get up in here, man. This beautiful day 12, where the Muslims dwell. Eat all day and it's oh well. Oh well. Nah. Assalamu alaikum, man, to my brothers and sisters. What's good, man? What's good as we wrap up day 12. Can y'all believe it? Day 12 in this beautiful month of Ramadan in the books, man. I hope y'all had a wonderful fast. Nice and easy, man. You know, I had a good one, man. Like I said, this month is quietly and quickly sliding through. We almost at 2 weeks. Can you believe we starting day 13? Tonight starts day 13. In Islam, the night precedes the day. So that's why we say today, the night starts day 13, because we'll be fasting till tomorrow when we break our fast. But we got day 12 in the books, man. And how ironic. I got a question before we get any deeper. All right, because this pertains to what I'm going to talk about tonight. If I ask you, what would you call someone who prays to go to prison? Let that sit on your cap for a minute. All right, I'm going to repeat it. What would you call, and to yourself, do you sitting with friends or whatever checking me out? What would you call somebody that prays to go to prison? Actually prays to God to go to prison, okay? Hold that. Like I said, man, we finish up day 12. And as you know, we have to read a part of the Quran every day during the month of Ramadan. And it'll equal 30 parts, hence 30 days. So today was the 12th day, the 12th part, hence it was the 12th day. And guess what chapter is 12 in the Quran? My favorite chapter by far. I love the whole Quran. Don't get it twisted. The Holy Quran is amazing. Once you read it, you know it is from God. You will have no doubt. You know what I'm saying? The things the science that's in there, everything. But chapter 12 in the Quran is chapter Yusuf. And Yusuf is Arabic for Joseph. All right. So for my Christian family, I know y'all pretty familiar with the story of Joseph. If you are, you should be. And that's what we try to tell you, man. Islam, man. Islam is a continuation. It's not something new, man. We believe in the same people that y'all do. We might have a different understanding of it, but one thing we do believe is that all of them was prophets. All of them were great and honorable men that was sent by God for very particular people to follow. So chapter 12 is Joseph. I love this story. Like, I'm going to give you a short synopsis of those that's, biblically impaired, Islamically impaired, Quranic impaired. You might not know the story of Joseph. But Joseph and his brother Benjamin, he had 12 brothers. He was closer to his brother Benjamin, but his older brothers was jealous of Joseph. You know how it is today. You can't really explain why people be jealous. We call it hating. But Joseph's brothers was jealous of him, and they sold him. In the Quran, they threw him in a well, and he was picked up by a caravan, and he was sold into an Egyptian czar named Potiphar. So his brothers checked him out. They went out and they threw him in a well, sold him into slavery. He ended up in slavery and ended up being the slave of an Egyptian named Potiphar. All right. In the midst of this, Potiphar's wife was so intrigued and in love with Joseph, because I don't know if the Bible gets very descriptive as the Quran does, but one thing we know that what Joseph was blessed with more than any other prophet, any other man, he was incredibly handsome. So in the Quran, they tell you how after his brothers threw him in a well, went back to their father and said a wolf ate him. He was sold into slavery, and his master's wife tried to seduce him because of his beauty. Because of his handsomeness. Men are handsome, women are beautiful. Yes. And listen, remember that question I asked you, what do you call somebody that prays to go to prison? The answer is a prophet, is a man of God, because in chapter 12, Yusuf, verse 33, Joseph prays to Allah. He says, oh, prison is dearer to me than the way that these women invite me. I'm going to repeat that. Chapter 12, verse 33 in Yusuf. Prison is dearer to me than the way of these women try to invite me. All right. He prayed to Allah. He did not want to disrespect his master, who treated him like a son. He tried everything to repel the wife. But some women don't take no for an answer, man. She wanted Joseph, and Joseph, refused her. So he prayed to Allah, and he said, prison is dearer to me than the way that these women out here are living, that they invite me to. And to know the Almighty Allah answered his prayer and placed him in prison. He placed him in prison. So Tafsir said it was anywhere from 5 to 7 years, but we know Joseph was in prison. He prayed to go to prison, and God answered his prayer. That's why I asked you that question a couple of minutes ago, because you got to understand, I told this story when I was an imam in prison, and that's why this is my favorite chapter, because this chapter and understanding how thousands and thousands of years ago, a man could be so noble and have so much integrity that he'd rather go to prison than be out here running wild with these loose women, man. You know what I'm saying? And that helped me get through my 20 years. Like, a prophet asked to go to prison. He'd rather be in prison than be free out here with this looseness. Because let me tell you, the 20 years I was in prison, the whole world changed. I'm not saying chicks wasn't wild when I went in 96. But let me tell you, when I came back in 2015, they was off the chain, man. The whole phenomenon of wearing leggings, and you can see the camel toe and they butt cheeks. They was tripping. These is young girls going to school. It's out of control. Whether y'all understand it or not, in America, y'all seem not to. But yeah, it's, and all over the world, like, they got nude beaches. People just doing whatever, man. The explosion of pornography. You can go on X and just watch porn all day. Porn is free. So the sexuality morals, in today's time is crazy. So for a prophet to pray to Allah that prison is dearer to him than the way these women invite me. And I'm sitting in here like, I want to get back out in the world because I miss women. I miss making money. I miss my family. But that calmed me and let me know, listen, Allah placed you here. I'm not a prophet, not by far. I'm an ordinary man. I broke the law. And that's why I got 20 years. Regardless of who snitched on me, this, that, and the third, you got to man up, man. But that's why I said chapter Yusuf I love this chapter so much. Because after his brothers threw him in the well, he was sold into slavery. He refused the advances of his master's wife. He was placed in prison. He ended up coming out and being the governor over all the food, the grain storages that fed the Egyptians. I'm talking about when you wanted to come get rice and corn and all that. He was in control. He was placed in control of that because the women, according to the Quran, he asked before they released him from prison, go ask the women and what would they say about what happened with me being placed in prison. And the woman confessed. The wife of his former master confessed. He did no wrong. I tried to seduce him. He refused me. So he had to get that straight before he even came back out in the world. He was like, listen, I'm not coming out here, without my name being good in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So he came out and became the governor over the storage houses. And lo and behold, his brothers that had threw him in the well, they hadn't seen him. They hadn't seen him in years and decades. They come to get grain and didn't know it was him. And he let them know about what they did. And his father rejoiced because they told his father, Jacob, that he had died, he got eaten by a wolf. They didn't tell him they threw him in the well, sold him into slavery. But he let his brothers know. That's the end of the chapter. How it comes full circle. You playing with your siblings, man, and your siblings have hatred in their heart for you. It's a really deep story. And then they lied to the father, say you get eaten by a wolf. They throw you in a well, you get sold into slavery. The master's wife tried to seduce you. You end up in prison. You come back out. And he was just under the Pharaoh. That's how much rank he had. And to meet his brothers again decades later and let them know what they did. And he forgave them. That's the one thing about Islam. You have to forgive. Allah is most forgiving, man. You got to forgive people, man. You can't walk around with, holding grudges for 20, 30 years, especially over silly stuff. But that's why, on day 12, as we finished day 12, reading chapter 12 on Yusuf, Joseph, I was like, well, it took me back when I was in prison, because the first time I really read this chapter, and I got the tafsir. The tafsir is an explanation, like I told you, of all 6,236 verses in the Quran. You can't read something. I mean, some verses are self-explanatory, but a lot are not. So you need the tafsir from our noted scholars in the Islamic world We don't play with that, you know. You need the tafsir to understand, make sure you're understanding what you're reading correctly. And when I read this, I loved this, so I'm like, yo, that gave me the battery pack to keep striving like I did in prison, man. Because let me tell you, those were some dark days. I don't know if y'all know anybody that did 20 straight years, but I know a lot. That's my brothers. You know, I don't know if y'all know a lot. I know a lot. Damn near all the brothers I know did 10 or better. And they super solid out here. Married, great family men, can smile and laugh just like me, and you would never know we did this time, man. But for me, being Muslim, studying the Quran, and coming across chapter 12, today, fasting, I just was like, whoa, it took me back, man. I said, I got to share this with the people, man. I got to share, man, how I love the story of Joseph, how it, you know, it emboldened me and gave me strength to endure through them dark days. Because like I said, when you turning over 19 calendars, and 19 calendars is 12 months at a pop. I had to do 19 of them joints, man. Do 12 months 19 times. That's, you know, because feds give you your time in months. They don't give it to you in years. They gave me 240 months. 241 to be exact. But yeah, but I just wanted to share that with y'all, man, because like I said, this Ramadan is my best friend that comes and reminds me, you know, and shares time with me and spends time with me, man. And just reading that chapter, I felt so good today. I was like, wow, look at it now. I read it 19 times in prison. Now I'm out here reading it. And it's totally different when you're out here reading it and you're free. And, you know, you think about the brothers that's still incarcerated, that's reading chapter Yusuf today in prison. Shout out to all my brothers inside the belly of the beast, man. I know how y'all feeling. I know y'all love this month because we get to be together in the chaplain, be with all your Muslim brothers, man. But yeah, I had to, you know, I said, yeah, this going to be an easy one. I got to tell them about, you know, Surah Yusuf, chapter Joseph, man. You know, that's O's favorite. So now y'all know, tell a friend to tell a friend. Your O's favorite chapter in the Quran is chapter 12. The chapter about Joseph, man, how he overcame, how he prayed to go to prison. I didn't pray to go to prison. I broke the law. I ended up in prison. But he prayed, you know, think about that. Think about the integrity and the morals and the standards. And then you wonder how, you know, why Allah chose him. Man, how? Allah knows and we don't know. He knows who to send to his messengers and prophets. You think he picked people that don't know what they're doing or have weak faith or weak backbone? No. These men were incredible. From Adam all the way to Abraham, Moses, Jesus, John the Baptist, Isaac, Ishmael, Joseph, Daniel. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. May peace be upon all of them. We as Muslims, we accept and love all of them. All right, so let's get, you know, I want to make sure there's no misconceptions. Just because Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet and the seal of prophethood, no prophetess came after Prophet Muhammad. You know, 1,400 years ago, that has not. You know, regardless of what people out here claiming who they are, listen, you have got to have qualifications to be a prophet. Prophet Muhammad couldn't read or write, and he shows up with a book that was revealed to him over 23 years. It wasn't sent down as one book, like I said earlier. The Quran was revealed in verses over 23 years. From the age of 40 till he died at 63. And then they compiled it so it wouldn't be lost, and future generations, us Muslims, would have the Quran. You know, he come with qualifications, so, you know, Allah know who he chose and who to send, man. These men were incredible. That's why we say peace be upon all of them. We would never disrespect or disparage them. We love them all, man. But yeah, Joseph has a special place in my heart, man. For real. Being incarcerated that long and seeing that he endured and Allah blessed him, you know. And just like Allah blessed me. Just like he blessed me, man, he continues to bless me. I'm here talking to y'all, man. I've done some incredible things since I came out of the Bureau of Prisons, man, in 2015. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying? You can check out my YouTube channel, the iCast. Y'all know. You can go check on A&E. Y'all know I moved out the country. Y'all know. And all praises are due to Allah for that. None of this is me. I just put forth the effort that Allah gave me. You know, that's why you remain humble. That's one of the attributes you constantly remind yourself to have, you know, during the month of Ramadan. We're not braggadocious people, or we shouldn't be. We're very humble. We're very grateful, very thankful. I'm thankful to share that with y'all every day, man. So yeah, day 12 was in the books. We wrap that up. Now we march day 13, night 13, day 13 tomorrow, man. I'll be back. I know y'all will be back. Inshallah. I love you, man. Go get your copy of the Quran, man. Make a trip to the mosque, man. Talk to a Muslim brother. You know what I'm saying? It might change your life, for real. And on that note, till we meet again tomorrow, the Ramadan Telethon continues. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.